2017 down there, it's just regular. And then the same card that's in the slab, the Kingdra EX Holo. It's a rare, but nothing else too special to it. And I will go ahead and start that right now, and then I'll run you back through it. So that's like a $2-ish card that's there in the slab. Obviously when stuff gets graded, it's worth a bit more. So, but GMA is not quite as respected of a service. You get the Kingdra EX Raw, Kingdra, Seadra. There's your Seadra first edition fossil. That Japanese one, the Misty's Horsey. 3 of the Misty Horsies that are all old, and then your old fossil Horsies there. And then some of the more modern ones. Awesome. And Just For had a double banger right there. Thank you, thank you. So you get the whole Horsey set there with the GMA slab, and then you got this Hello Kitty. That was the yeah, that's a very good lot. All right, get you a pile going over here. Okay. Oh, and this. All right. And then I'm gonna run a couple, and then we'll get another. Just waiting on the Gengar lot. I do have one. Well, no, it's the here, I can show you. I don't have a Gengar lot right now. I had one that ran in one of the lots. It was like 1 or 2 hollows that were thrown into one of the ones the other day. This one's one that I have that's obviously it's a little undesirable. It's the Trick or Trade. But there's like a bajillion of these Trick or Trade cards that I have. I was just going to run them as one big lot if somebody had a kid they wanted to give them to, or if you wanted to collect some of these cards. There's the Gengars in there. Otherwise, it's just everybody else. So, tons and tons and tons of, yeah. Do you want me to run that right now? I was gonna hold off on it for a minute because it's just kind of, it's all Trick or Trade stuff. But if you want it, I'll run it right now. Okay, I'll do it right after this one. I think this is a cool lot. So we're gonna go back to these, and I'm running the Trick or Trade's gonna be a $3 one, even though that's like a stack. It's a lot of cards. All right, duplicate. And I'll show you here too. So some people already, it's a $5 card, even if it's Trick or Trade, because I thought the Trick or Trade, like, people didn't want it. So I thought that was just hollow only. I mean, it's still so what I'm running is right here. I'm just going to show you. So I didn't even look these up because I just saw Trick or Trade and I was like, well. So the Trick or Trade, that is a hollow. That is a hollow with the sparkles on the side, and that's also a hollow. So all 3 are hollows. So maybe I messed up setting that lot up if that's the case. I was going to show you. All right. So some people already got their stuff. Like if you were in a state around me, because I was shipping UPS, so stuff went. Geez, yeah, that's insane. So I guess there's $15 sitting on the top of that stack over there when we get to that next. But some people in states around me already got their stuff. I'm shipping in like these. I've got a ton of these tins. I've not ripped these tins. They're just part of what I get sometimes in some of these lots. So I've got like the different styles. So most everybody's shipped in these, unless you just had a couple of cards and that might have gone in those. So that's what I'm and they fit perfect in these 8x6x4 boxes I have. So that's what your stuff will ship in. So, so on this lot, I've kind of combined a couple here. So Spiritomb, I don't even know. This must be a much more modern Pokemon. So 2 of them, 2023, kind of bulky there. But this is pretty sick. It's a Spiritomb art rare, or illustration rare. So you've got all the shininess there. That is a gold star, and it's a secret rare because it's 148 over 132. So that's like I think that one's like a $4 or $5 card when I was looking at it. These are from, I believe, a deck because they have that there. So Galarian Obstagoon. So that is a Black Star promo down there in the bottom with the Swish 193. So you get 2 of them, and I think one of them had like a little bit of like, that was this one. It had like a little bit of a small line there. So I mean, it's it's got a little bit of like a ridge in there where something must have happened. And then this one's in good shape. That's here in the plastic. Those are both like $2 cards. And then you got this Galarian Obstagoon, the hollow. Nothing too special about that besides it's a hollow. And I have no idea on the value on that back one. I just knew those ones because Black Star promo, I had to look it up. So, and that is running right now. So you got the Spiritomb, you got that art rare / illustration rare. It is a gold star secret rare. You got the two Obstagoons, both Black Star promos, and then the Obstagoon hollow. Those three right there in the middle, you get a heck of a deal, especially at $3. And I can show you those again. I was starting to put them up. So, yeah, because I think that Spiritomb one is, I think it's like a $5 card. I can't remember when I was looking it up, at least based on collector, and then 2 and 2. Just keep in mind that one little kind of teeny tiny, hard to see divot when you look in there, that little line. All right, thank you, Cody Pete. I'll put that on your stack here. All right, I guess we're going to go into the insane lot that I didn't quite know what I was doing, and we're going to start it at $3. So, if somebody gets this for $3, congratulations. Okay, so we will start here with the Gengars. So all of this is trick or trade in the whole stack. There's probably like 50 cards there. Not all of them are hollows and stuff. I'll just kind of go through. I'll look at condition on these since these are going to be, I guess, the valuable ones. And then the rest we probably won't really look at in too much detail. Gengar Hollow, 66 of 196. That's a 2022 card. So there's your back, extremely clean all around. Gengar Trick or Trade, 57 out of 91 with the shiny border and the hollow in there. And it's got a little dot of whitening there on the top right and left. And like one microscopic one on that bottom right. And then I guess that's the same Gengar as that front one. Yeah, same exact one. This one is not currently sleeved. I will be very delicate. Like I said, they're going to go in graded card sleeves for the stacks. This I might have to use 2 graded card sleeves. So there's your big deal. And then we'll get into all these. So Screamtail, that is not a hollow. These ones in the front weren't hollows. We're going to pass on that name. Haunter, Pikachu, Hatenna, Haunter, Litwick, Haunter, Duskull, Pikachu, Dusclops, Zubat, Mischievous, Phantump. Now we're into the hollows. Trevenant. That one's back to non-hollow. I thought I had them sorted out, so we'll move the Trevenant there. So Hatenna, Ghastly, Spinarak, kind of like Poltergeist, but obviously not. Duskull, Trevenant, Dusknoir, Darkrai, Hatterene, Darkrai, Trevenant, all hollows here. Ogerpon, Trevenant, a couple different types of that. Fluttermane, Darkrai, Ogerpon, Monkey Dory, Fezandipity, Okie Dokie, Darkrai, Mimikyu, Fluttermane. The same one I can't pronounce, Fluttermane, same one I can't pronounce. And Mimikyu in the back. I think Hidden Treasure Hub was asking for some Mimikyus, and this is where they were at. So, all right. Well, we will start running those right now. You got those 3 Gengars in the back. That is currently live. And I will come out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52. It's pretty close on my estimate there at 50 cards. So thank you, Cody P. And if those Gengars are $5, you got yourself a deal. All right. I'm going to skip the Metang. Actually, no. I'll throw this one in here. All right. Let's get a giveaway going, and then we'll get back into some of these. We'll do a couple like energy cards here. And they're not just going to be any energy cards here. They're all going to be vintage. So you got a fossil there. So that is vintage, like 1999-ish probably. Quick Ball, that's from 2008, so that's kind of mid-era. And that's got a dope sleeve there with Charmander. And then these two energies, these are both Team Rocket with the R there in the bottom. So this should be like 2000. And they're both in Charizard sleeves. So anyways, it's a givey. We won't necessarily go back there and look at the condition on those. So this is our givey corner. Put those all on that rack right there. All right. That is running right now, so go ahead and hop in there. I'm sure there's some decent value on some of those. So, especially in those rocket ones. So, all right. We're going to do another of the $3 card lots. Oops, I did not mean to notify buyers. Okay. So we've got that up on the stage right now. So you've got Metang. So these are all kind of moderns, 2022. So you're not looking at a ton of value. I just thought these would be cool to get like all the different versions of every Pokemon, or like if it was their favorite Pokemon and stuff, to have all the different types from different eras and stuff. This is a reverse holo 2022 of Metang. Now you get a Metagross, and that's, I think this is actually, it's probably only like $1, but like a decent card there. 2015, 50 of 98. There you go. You got some whitening on corners and stuff, so lightly, moderately played. A holo Metang there. It's not shiny or anything. Like, I don't think it is because it doesn't have the gold stars and stuff, but that's still pretty cool. And then getting into some Porygon stuff here. Japanese, Porygon 2, Porygon 2. Those are just kind of all more modern, not going to hold a ton of value, but still cool if you like Porygon. And then this is the dope card at the end, the Sabrina's Porygon. That's a first edition. That's a decently valuable card there. So it would be like a 2000 era Gym Challenge or Gym Heroes. In pretty good shape. You got some whitening there and stuff, but not bad. And that is going to start for $3 right now. So you've got the Metangs here in the front, the reverse holo, the Metagross, which is what he evolves into, the Metang holo, and then you've got these Porygons, Porygon 2s, and then there's your most valuable card, the Sabrina's Porygon. All right, thank you, AC Fines. I think that is about the value that you just paid. All right. AC Fines, which one's your stack? Okay. Yeah, the Pokemon League. Whoops. All right. Let's do another one of these. Oop. Kind of banger lots. So the ones that I'm calling banger lots all are like $10 plus card, and some of them I will have stuff to pair with it, and some of them I will not. Regardless, a $5 start is probably stupid to do on these. So duplicate. So if you want to resell, you're getting a fantastic deal, and if you want to just collect it, then awesome. You're getting a steal versus going to a show or something and paying full price. So, well, some of these my stuff might be marked or like whatever, wiped off there a little bit. I had that as heavily played. So in heavily played condition, this is the Ninetales base set holo. So there's all your stuff on the bottom, all the dates. So this would be from like 1999, rare holo. There's why I'm considering it to be heavily played. It's kind of some of that, and I can take it out of here too, just so that way we can look a little closer. So you have a bunch of like whitening and stuff, but you don't have like any damage to the card. Might be a couple of specks of like dirt and stuff like that. You got a little bit of like a hollow scratch there, and some probably hollow scratches on there. But in heavily played condition, because this is so vintage and sought after, it is still worth $19. So give it a look, look it up. I'm going to go ahead and start it at $5 right now. And I'm going to see if I can get it back in this top loader here. So vintage base set Nine Tails, $19 in heavily played condition. And there's the hollow and everything. It's pretty sweet, and it's not shadowless or anything. So it's got all of your 3 dates there. All right, thank you, AC Fines. Heck of a deal. I'm running some of those. I kind of set my threshold for like eBay around like 15. I kind of moved. I was doing just like 20 for the stuff that I was putting on there, but then kind of moved it. So like TCG, that's fantastic to put on there. So just 4, taking down the givvies. There's what you got, those trainers. All right. We will get another of the $3 card lots going here. Duplicate. Okay, yeah, no problem. So mine wigs out sometimes as well. So, all right. So this one's going to be, this one, I ran out of time as I was putting this lot together. So I just chucked a couple of all the water types in together. This maybe would qualify for a Binger lot. We'll see. So, so this is the Omastar instead of Omanite. And that's just like a more modern, it's a rare 2023. It's Japanese. Omastar first edition fossil. So pretty decent little card right there. Get a little black speck there on the bottom. Whoop, before I drop it completely. The back is pretty dang clean, except for that bottom right corner has some whitening. So, so lightly played there. You get some mid-era. So 2004 Krabby. Pretty decent condition there. Pelipper. This one is in a different language. So 2004. I am assuming maybe that is just Spanish. I don't actually know. Or it's French. So it's in good condition though. And then Kabuto. I got rid of all of my Kabuto first editions, all of the fossil ones on eBay for a pretty penny. So there's the Kabuto from Neo Genesis. So that is not the one that everybody's going insane about. There's whitening and stuff there. Kingler fossil, vintage card there. That would be 1999. Some whitening on there, but not too bad. Quagsire, so that's what Wooper turns into. So that is 2009, kind of a mid-era. Must be like, I don't know what the SP is. I can't remember. So, but kind of like the Gym Hero Gym Challenge stuff. There's some of the corners there, a little bit of whitening. Poliwag from base set. So 1999. And it's in pretty decent shape. Lightly played there with some whitening. Misty's Dugong, and this is where we get into a couple of crazy cards. So Gym Hero, Gym Challenge, so 2000 is one that is. That should be worth a couple bucks by itself. Lightly played. And then first edition, so definitely worth a couple bucks by itself. Gym Hero, Gym Challenge. It's got a little bit more whitening there on the sides, on that bottom and there and at the top. Still can sell that for a pretty penny. So, and then 2023, it's a reverse hollow Goldeen. And then this one is nuts, the Misty's Goldeen, because it's actually pretty valuable. It's a rare. So Gym Hero Gym Challenge 2000. And there's the back, a little bit of whitening at the top. Little specks of whitening, but in lightly played condition there. That is a pretty wild card. I'm going to go ahead and start it right now. So the Misty Dugongs and that Misty's Goldeen, nuts. Nuts to have that in there as a $3 start. And first edition, both unlimited on the other two. You get your first edition Omastar there. Base set Poliwag, mid-era kind of Quagsire and Pelipper, Kabuto from Neo Genesis, and Kingler Fossil. So pretty crazy value still there in that back alone. right, going to Cody P. Thank you. All right, let's do another one of these figure lots back here. I think these, I got these figures, not really, like, I got them for decently cheap. Not really to make money. I just thought it was a unique way to kind of throw a lot of cards together. So, whoops, almost just started a different thing. All right, so this will be a $5 start with it being the figure lot, and these figure lots are pretty loaded up. So I think the most loaded up is actually the Pidgey, but we'll see. So here's Kadabra with his little spoons there. So there's my thumb for scale. He's about like an inch or so, 2023 Funko. So that's like an advent calendar. I think there's a set of like 24. They go for like $45 for the entire set. But there's that. I did not get them as the set. They just came with a lot of stuff. Okay. Actually, no, this is going to be the most insane between the two. This is going to be crazier than the Pidgey. I forgot. So here is Abra. This is just a modern Japanese. Abra, that's a modern 2023. You got a couple. I'm going to set it down so I can keep a surprise in the back. So Abra, a bunch of base set. Yeah, they should all be base set, not base set 2 or anything. So all in pretty decent condition. You'll have lightly played, kind of moderately played here in the back for any of these vintage. Yeah, you can see some of the whitening tops and bottoms, but not bad at all. And these, if you're doing TCG, there's a mass listing at probably lightly, moderately played, like probably 50 cents a pop. Alakazam EX there. I am right. Yeah, Alakazam. Another Alakazam EX. So this one's Japanese to differentiate here. This one's Korean. So obviously your English is your most valuable. Then you kind of go over to Japanese, and the Korean's not quite as valuable. With Korean and Japanese, they like mandate that you have a certain pull rate. So I think that's why normally they drop in value, because you get a lot more bangers in those lots. So Alakazam EX, that is a Black Star promo right there, 2023. The other one was kind of more of just it was a hollow Alakazam, but it's a little more bulky. Alakazam V, that is also a Black Star promo with the swish down here. Pretty sweet card. It's like both of these were probably like $1 or $2, those cards. And then this is the wild piece to this. I think it was WSC was saying this was like one of the first ones that he had pulled. So this is a base set Alakazam. It is, the D is for damaged, and even in damaged condition, it's 20. And I'm considering it damaged just because of the, the hollow scratches there, the specs that are on it. But it is not, it's not bent or anything like that. So really, it's probably just heavily played. But because of those specs that are on the card, that's why I was throwing it in there as damaged to be conservative. So you get into heavily played, you probably add about $5 in value. So there's the whitening on the edges. It's not something you're going to grade, but a hell of a card right there. So that is probably stupid to throw in here with everything, but a pretty sick card. So there's a bit of nostalgia for you. So, all right, we will go ahead and start that right now. 20 in the back, and then all the rest of this plus the figure. So you got some vintage there with the Abra. You got these probably not as valuable Japanese and Korean. You got your Alakazam V and EX. Get a couple extra bucks of value out of it with the Alakazam base set in the back. That is the wildness to this set. And you get that guy. So at $12, you're getting a smashing deal there. All right, Tim T. Thank you. All righty, get you a pile going over here. T814. All right, and I will get another giveaway rolling as well. this will be another set of some trainer cards over here. Throw those throw 2 more in there. Okay. So this will be our next givey here. So you've got a energy removal potion, Team Rocket, full heal energy, Professor Oak. So obviously those are all, that and the Professor Oak are all base set. Pokeball from Jungle and Bill from base set. We'll get that giveaway rolling right now. Duplicate. Start giveaway. All right. And we'll get this next one going. Just do, yeah, this one's decent. A little $3 lot here that will start. Duplicate. All right, move to stage. Okay. So this one, I don't think there's actually relation between the Salazzle here and then the Crocoroke or Sandile, but I just threw them all together because I was like, they look close enough like each other. So there's the Salazzle from 2017 there. That's a rare holo. Salazzle as a fire type. So I don't know what that set is because that's a little backwards there. That is the Crocoroke, Sandile. Those are Korean cards. They're just kind of more bulky, just if you like this Pokemon. Crocoroke, just regular. That should be the Crocodile. This would be Japanese. Another of the Crocoroke, Korean. Sandile, Korean. Sandile. These are all just regulars. Crocodile. And these are all going to be in good shape because they're all modern ones. Sandile, Salandit. So that's part of that Salazzle one at the front. Crocoroke, Sandile, and we're still not into holos yet. This is a Sandile reverse holo. It's going to be modern. Crocoroke with the Pokeballs there, the Pokeball holo. 58 out of 86, and that is in good shape. And then last but not least, because it makes up 90% of the value here, is the Sandaconda VMAX. So that is a secret rare 206 out of 198. That is a pretty sick card. It's got the little rainbow holo there, and the back is in good condition. So I think he evolves from Sandaconda V. I was thinking that's part of that Salazzle card, so that's why I was trying to kind of throw them all together, keeping the alligator theme, and that is running right now. So that is your banger if you want to comp that. And then you still get a couple holos and some other stuff here if you like Sandile, if you like Crocoroke, if you like the Crocodile Pokemon, all that, still pretty sick too. And then there's your Pokeball holo Crocoroke. And there's your last one. Thank you, Cody P. All right. Over, yeah, we'll do this next one. We'll do one more of the $3, and then I'll jump over to a banger lot. And then also, if anybody is interested, I'll hold off on them unless anyone's interested, but let me show you here. Because I didn't quite set them up back here. I normally try to set up the plushes, but these are so freaking huge. So they're not the most fun to ship, but here's I literally was just looking at this Pokemon's card, and I was like, oh, that's his name, and I forgot. This is one of the modern ones, water type. So these are all, should be all Build-A-Bear, but the tags are cut off of them, which is a sucky thing. So there's your Build-A-Bear. A few of them make sound. I don't know if he's one. Oh yeah, he does make sound if he touches butt. As long as you give him a little action down there, he starts making sound. Oh god. And then here's I think Mudkip, or the one that would eventually evolve into it. He's also Build-A-Bear. Tags cut off, which sucks. He may have a voice box. I don't know. So anyways, Sobble. Okay. So there's a Vulpix one and a Growlithe. I've got the photos of them that are in that listing. So if anybody's interested, those are out there. All right, so we're getting into some Zubat and Crobat stuff here. So a little bit more modern Zubat. These are going to be Japanese Zubats, but they're like the Team Rocket one. Zubat, Team Rocket Zubat, but English. Zubat, Growlithe. Yes. I've got a Growlithe one over here. So I'll show you it right after this. Zubat Fossil. So that is going to be vintage. Zubat. Koga Zubat. First edition. So from Gym Hero or Gym Challenge. So that's got a decent little bit of value to it. It's probably like a buck or two in there. And Chris and stuff. You want the... Okay. I will run them right after this. So so there's a little bit of whitening on it. It's like a buck or two in value. And Chris and stuff, you got these trainer cards that are back here. I will move that off stage here in just a minute when I'm finished up with these. Zubat, you got the reverse holo there, 2023. It's a little harder to see the holo because he's in the sleeve. Golbat, so that is Japanese Team Rocket. Golbat, Team Rocket. Golbat, that is a reverse holo. Again, it's in one of those sleeves, so it's a little harder to see. Crobat there, and then a Crobat V with the holo. So this one's got a little bit more vintage in there and stuff, and then but most of those, all those modern ones and stuff are going to be a little bit bulkier. So your value kind of sits there in that first edition, this vintage and that V that's in the back. And I'm going to go ahead and run that right now. So there's all of kind of the more modern ones, a little more on the bulky side. Your value sits there in Koga Zubat first edition, Zubat, and Crobat V. Holo. All right, thank you, AC Fines. All right. And for Chris and stuff, thank you for entering that. All right. And I've got toys and stuff on standby if anybody gets tired of this. But for right now, I've got a lot of Pokemon cards I'm rolling through here. And Pokemon stuff. Okay. This is the Growlithe. It's pretty sweet. It's very fluffy on that part. So all in all, pretty good shape all around it. So there you go. Nothing that I'm really seeing on any of this. I guess he's got a little bit of fuzz there on his back. Might be pulling. And then there's the Build-A-Bear. He does have a clicker in there. It must be dead. So I don't know if you can like get those recharged because I don't see a way to crack into these without ripping them up. So anyways, pretty great shape. Ginormous. Looking at, I don't know. I've got a tape measure somewhere handy, but I don't know where I put it. So looking at probably like 20 inches across there on that Growlithe figure. It's gonna be a nightmare to ship. That's okay. Add some padding for the cards. So we will go ahead and move that to stage. So that's got that listing there too has all the pictures of the other three. So going ahead and starting that right now. So it's like probably a 20-inch wide plush. I mean, there's my hand, and then obviously a couple hands high. So there you go. Growlithe. And I should have thought of that. I should have, I think I ran like a Growlithe set last time with Arcanine and all that. Should have saved those and maybe done the same thing as the figure lots and run them with those plushes. That would have been cool. All right. Thank you, WSC. I'm going to set that to the side from your cards. So I'm going to label this one too. All right. Okay. All right, let's get another give you rolling here. How many more of these do I have on the Pokemon books? I'll do a little, I'll run one of these for free. Nice, okay. like this one here, I'm going to run as the giveaway Pokemon Adventures Gold and Silver. So this is going to be like a more modern book. And it is obviously a manga because from the opposite side. I would guess at least like a $5 book. We're going to run that as our next giveaway here. Duplicate, start giveaway. And then what we're going to be running is what I've got here on the map. So next year, I ran one of these last time. Street Dreams picked up. So this is the one. The one he had was in like pretty perfect condition, actually. This one's a little more crinkly. I think I have like a little bit of like almost like water stuff on the cover. But again, some of the pages, you can see a little bit of crinkliness there. So this is like Free Comic Day. It's Ash and Pikachu. So you got all this stuff. Pages are in decent shape, but they're a little bit crinkled up. There definitely was like a small amount of water stuff that got in here with these. So anyways, here's the stuff. I think it ran May 2019 is where it is. So that is Viz Free Comic Book Day, Ash and Pikachu there. And then I'll run this with it, which is Pokemon Adventures. It's another Pokemon manga here. So if you're into manga, if you're into Pokemon, it's the perfect pairing. And I've got anything else. Yeah, I set up a small anything else. Leave to stage. So I'm going to go ahead and run that right now, and then we'll get back to just the cards. But thought that would be cool to run those. So you get a Free Comic Book Day, Ash and Pikachu comic, and then you get this Pokemon Adventures manga. So, and this has some decent value on eBay. It's just got a little bit of the crinkliness where there's some water damage and stuff down there in the pages, I think. But otherwise, it's like a $10 comic on eBay. All right. Thank you, WSC. All right. Okay. And then the giveaway, again, is that book that's over there. I'm going to get into this Pidgey lot next. This is another one that's probably pretty stupid, but it should be fun. So, all right. Duplicate. Move to stage. Okay. So you got your little Funko Pidgey figure here. Pretty cool. Let's get that little stand holding him up. So this is 2023. It's from like that Advent calendar collection. And as we go through here, you've got a Pidgey. It's a little more modern, bulky. You've got a couple of the Pidgey Japanese with the Pokeballs there and everything. Modern is going to be in pretty great shape. That's like a sort of-ish mid-era 2014 Pidgey. And then the vintage stuff is going to be a little bit more on the lightly to moderately played side. If it's heavily damaged, if I see that as I'm like flipping it through or whatever, I will tell you. So another Pidgey base set. Got about, those are probably 50-ish cents cards there. Pidgeot, another kind of mid-era. I think that same one as the other, 2014. So pretty good on a little bit of whitening there on the top maybe. Yep, pretty good otherwise. Pidgeot, two of these modern reverse hollows. And then we get into the stupidness. Pidgeotto, base set 2. So that would be 2000 most likely. So that is a rare. These are pretty rare cards, so pretty valuable. The base set 2, I think the base set and the base set 2 each hold about $3 in value, and then we'll get into the other stupidness back here. So 2 base set 2s right there to 2000 in pretty good shape besides some whitening. That one maybe had a little spot. I don't see a spot on it. And then Koga's Pidgey. So this is another like $3 card here. First edition. Little speck of whitening on the top and a little bit on the bottom, but that is fantastic shape. And then this one is a old Japanese Pidgeotto from the Gym Hero or Gym Challenge. So it is a rare. Pocket Monsters there on the back, the old one from 1996. And actually, I was mistaken. I think each of these is like $3 a piece in value. And then this is like $8 in value. So the base set Pidgeotto, 1999 there. That is a banger card. You got 2 specks of whitening on that top. and like 2 little specks of whitening there on the bottom. So you're getting about whatever the math is on that, probably like $20 of Pidgeotto and Pidgey in the back, and that is running right now. And then you get some of the more modern stuff, some of those reverse hollows, the vintage base set Pidgeys, and the figure all just on top. So $8, heck of a deal on that right there. My pocket monsters from 1980. All right, TMT, thank you. You got that about half off. All right, and Cody P on the giveaway. All right, TMT. There you go. All right. And Cody P, you get the Pokemon manga there. It's a pretty cool book. I thought these were sick. I got them for variety as well. Outside of the cards. Put them underneath the cards here. So you're now decked out with the Mewtwo book, the Mewtwo movie in that. All right. Let's get into, one of these next ones here. This is going to be a $3 start on one of these lots here. Duplicate for a card lot. Move to stage. Okay. So this is going to have a bunch of vintage in it, but I kind of went with all of the all these grass types here between the Caterpie and the Weedle. So there is your base set vintage Weedle there. Yeah, it's not XY. So pretty good shape. I think that Random Relics was talking about his Weedle earlier. Or his or his rooster, I guess. The Kakuna. Another Weedle. So those are both kind of modern, 2021, 2023. You've got a Neogenesis Weedle here. Pretty decent shape. You got a little bit of whitening on those corners. And then another, I guess I had them out of sorts, another Weedle vintage there. And then getting in here, I just thought because the Kakuna was right there, I threw that trainer switch in there. So that's vintage. Kakuna reverse hollow with the Pokeballs, Japanese. Beedrill and Beedrill, those are both 2020. Beedrill from XY Evolutions. Caterpie, even though these are not all the same evolution here, they're both Caterpillars. I threw it all together. So Caterpie Neogenesis, that's vintage. Caterpie base set 2. Caterpie. Getting a couple of multi-quantity TCG listings here. Metapod, just more modern on those two. A Butterfree modern 2020 reverse hollow. A Butterfree hollow there. That is a 2021. Butterfree V. So that's the Caterpie evolution is Butterfree. I kind of got these out of sorts. And that is a hollow. And then the Beedrill EX, which is the Weedle evolution. And that is a Black Star promo, XY157, and that is from 2016. That is probably the sickest card there in the back. And I'm going to go ahead and start that right now. So you get your Beedrill EX Black Star promo, Butterfree V, Butterfree hollows, or hollow and reverse hollow, and then you get a crap ton of, that's a XY Weedle there, but then you get a vintage, more modern, vintage Neogenesis, vintage base set, XY Evolutions, so that's 2016, vintage Neogenesis, vintage base set too. All right, thank you, WSC. My wife has Metapod. Oh, that's perfect, actually. I think you're right about the names on some of these things. There's a couple of people on some hard drugs. Oh, God. And a sense of humor. All right. This next one here. Duplicate. Move to Sage. No wonder its main attack is Harden. Okay, so this one's just a couple of bulky Sunfloras in the front, and so these are both Korean there. So it's all modern, like 2020 and more recent. But who doesn't like a sunflower there? And then this is the cool card out of the lot. It's a Sunflora full art. Its weaknesses and mood swings. Oh God. So 169 over 167, 6-7. It's a gold star there. So this is a secret rare, and we might have just lost people because of me right there. So anyways, you got like a tiny speck probably from printing of whiteness there. Otherwise, fantastic shape. That is the card. These are just a supplement. So I'm going to go ahead and start that right now. I thought that card was sick too. I debated for a minute, like sending it off for grading, and then, I don't know, didn't want to mess with it. So I know, I was trying to keep a watch on the number. I was like, how many people just left on the 6-7 comment? All right. Thank you, Chris and stuff. Let me get a sticky. I know you have that Givey. I think I set it behind me. This and stuff. Oh yeah, I had your name covered up on the sticky. That's what it was. All right. This next one, pivot away from some cards. I'll find a couple here. It's got a Pikachu. Let's throw in a flying Pikachu. This is going to be a small, and I'm going to do that anything else thing again. I have no idea where it went. So we'll do the small card lot. Okay. So this is figures here. I don't know what's the brand on this one. Jazzwares is the brand down there in the bottom. So 2022. There's the different Pokemon sets, I guess, that all come with it. But this one's a Pikachu and a Venusaur. So it's the battle ready battle figure pack with the both of those there for ages 4 and up. And this is the flying Pikachu. So I think this is from XY Evolutions 2016. So that is like a $5 card. So if the figures there are not enough, then this is included. And it's in pretty phenomenal shape. I don't see really any whitening. So we're going to run the both of those together. They're running right now. Flying Pikachu, a $4 or $5 card in that condition, and the Pikachu and Bulbasaur battle figure pack. So you got both of those figures in there. There's my thumb for scale. They're probably about the same as the Funkos, like an inch or two. And in that right now, you get that value in the card alone. Maybe over now at $6. I don't know how much the figures are worth, but I would imagine it's decent. That's what she said. My thumb for scale, because I don't know. I guess there could have been a decent bit that could have been pulled there. All right. 12 to 18 on the bay. Okay. Thank you. All right. Thank you, Just For. Well, I already have a stack for you over here. All right. I do have a fun giveaway over here. I don't know if it'll get me in trouble. We'll run a card lot while I think about it. All right. So this is going to be one of the banger lots. We got a tabby in the back there. Duplicate. And as we get to the back, to the surprise, you'll find out why it's a banger lot. All right. Sneasel. So these are just more modern, kind of bulky stuff. But if you like Sneasel, if you like Weevil, the one that he evolves into, there's all those. So those are all 2020 and more modern. That's still regular. So these are not hollows here in the front. Weevil, so not hollows, but you've got date ranges of, that's 2012, so that one's a little older. It's kind of, well, it's got that Zamazenta sleeve on it. These two here are both 2022, 2024. This one's 2016 Weevil, so that's what Sneasel evolves into, I believe, unless I'm totally off base. There's Team Rocket Sneasel, that is a hollow, so that is also modern. That is a 2025 actually. And then you've got a Weevil hollow there, so it's got the borders hollow, the inside hollow, 2023. And then this is why it's a banger. That's not an 8, that is just bad handwriting, that's a 3. This is a $13 in lightly played condition Rocket Sneasel. So it's got that best thing. I don't know if this was like, this is from WSC. It's 2002 is the card. I don't know if that's like from a deck or something. And then it's kind of got that E series look, but it doesn't have the E. So maybe a bit more of like a promo card. It's got a few little dots of whitening, which is why it was an event card. Okay, so that's what that is. So that's why I'm considering this to be a banger lot. That's like $13, and then this is just if you like Weevil and Sneasel. And I'm going to go ahead and start that now. Okay, yeah, it is running. That did like a weird thing where it almost disappeared on me. So that should be enough at $5 right there. That is a heck of a deal. Everything else is just kind of extras if you like the Pokemon, or if you want to give it to a kid or something. So, and that is 13, not 18. That is just poor handwriting. I'm still learning to write. All right. Thank you, Tim T. Double check in. Stack some on the sticky here. Yeah, that's you. Alrighty. And this is probably gonna offend like old timers here, but my cursive is even worse. Like I can't do cursive outside of my own signature, and I have a really hard time reading it. And I was the last group that was taught, but I still struggle. So it is not one of my strong suits. All right, this next one we're going to do another one of the $3 card lots. And I've got a couple of buy it nows too. If anybody's interested, you can check those out in there. There are some PSA slabs, a couple more kind of higher end ones. So feel free to check those out. They're mostly 2 vintage and 1 maybe kind of mid era. You can always look up those certs and see what they're worth. I should have put a discount on each of them as far as what PSA's cert verification says it is versus what I listed. So, all right, this next lot here is going to be it's going to be dolphins and then whales. So, all right, so if you like Whalelord, if you like Finzen, if you like Palafin, this will be for you. So more modern Finzen, Palafin. You got a Palafin hollow here, and that is 2023, so it's modern. Same card, back to back. This would be a Korean Whalelord, or the one, whatever, Whalmer that evolves into Whalelord. Whalelord here, that's 2017, it's just regular. Reverse hollow Whalelord from 2020. Reverse hollow, I think that's not Whalelord, but the other one, the Whalmer, that is Japanese. Whalelord, reverse hollow, 2018. And then here's your best card, the Whalelord EX. That is from 2015, and it is full art there. So with the shininess, and oh, that is a horrible sleeve inside of there. But I'll re-sleeve that. But the corners and everything, not really too much whitening or anything going on. That is worth where it's sitting right now alone. So we will go ahead and start that, and I will pan back through the other cards. So you get your other Whalelord here from 2017, the reverse Whalmer, Japanese, Whalelord reverse hollow, Whalelord just regular, that Whalmer again, but Korean, Finzen, Palafin regular, and then 2 Palafin hollows that are both modern. But there's your big hit. All right, thank you, Just For. Okay, let's pull out this other figure lot here. Figure lot, duplicate, move to stage. Okay, so this one's starting with Lucario here. I didn't have as cool of a Lucario card because I had a Mega Lucario that was a holo, but I already ran him in one of the previous shows with like a batch of all the Megas. So there's your little Lucario figure, about an inch or two there from 2023 from the Advent calendar. And then we're just going to go through some other cool Pokemon that I attached to it. So there's Riolu, Lucario, and then we're already out of Lucario cards. And so then there's some Blazikens here. These are both 2018. That's a small set, 6 out of 70. So 2 Blazikens there, just regular. The same one, but holo. So also from that same set, 6 out of 70, 2018. And so this is a $5 start as well because it's got the figure and it's got some good cards in here. So Raikou, this is a modern 2023 holo. Zamazenta with the they're both Japanese. They're both holos, so both good shape. Zamazenta from the Vivid Voltage set. So it's got that whole little colored kind of shiny background there, and there's the little stamp. So from 2020, I had 2 Rayquaza slabs, courtesy of WSC, that were both those. And then I think I had a Celebi one too. That was a PSA 10. That was nuts. So 2015 Entei. So that's about a $1 card there on the Entei. It's in good shape. It's got a little curvature to it, and then this is a $10 Entei that's in the back. I didn't write on my tabby there, but I know that that's about $10. Feel free to comp it if you want. 2015. Oh, they're amazing rare cards. Okay. So is Vivid Voltage just the set, I guess, on that one? 15 out of 98. That is a holo, pretty much an art card there, I guess. Little whitening dots kind of on the corners, but otherwise great shape. $10 in that card alone. So I'm going to go ahead and start that right now. So you get that. You get the other Entei card. You get the amazing rare Zamazenta with all the shiny colors. Those Zamazentas that are Japanese. The Raikou that's more modern, that's holo. The Blaziken holo from 2018. The 2 Blazikens here that are regular. These are bulk right there. The Lucario and Riolu, but just if you think that that's a cool Pokemon and you get their figure. So, all right. Thank you, Chris and stuff. That is a great deal right there. Okay. Let's throw out another one of these slabs up here. Let's see which one I want to do. Oh, those are the buy nows. But here's the buy now ones that are out there. Should just be those 3. So if you want to check them out, there they are. Yeah, I never got back around to it. I thought it would be funny to do a little wordplay with the trainers. Oh shit, where did I put it? Oh yeah. Just for the harassment here, we'll throw in a sick card. I'll throw this one in there. So in this giveaway is going to be Imposter Oak's Revenge. That is a first edition. That is a heck of a card for a giveaway. So, and then as we get into the other cards here, so we've got Love Disc and Love Ball, Lady Cross Switcher, Scroll of Piercing, Regenerative Energy, and Love Disc again. And I knew I wouldn't be able to go through it without laughing. So I was like, I don't know if this is going to even be funny or work. But I just wanted to run it for you, Random Relics. I know. was like, for all that kind of stuff, it's like you can put some some interesting combos together. So I would not be a good comedian because I cannot hold it together. I break immediately. All right. Let's throw a couple of crazy cards in on this one. Crazy-ish, I guess. Throw them in there. These were a couple that kind of fell over on me. Throw that and throw that. And actually this. So this is going to have a heck of a lot of value in the slot. Okay, this is going to be a slab lot right here. Duplicate. Move to stage. Okay, this one. So this is from the 1-pack blisters promo here. We just concentrate on your left disc. I thought it would give you some content. I was hoping I could run it. I shouldn't have even addressed it. I was hoping I could run it without even saying anything, and then just see what comments came out. So 2017 PM. It's a Black Star promo there. So the SM40. So Jangmo O. Slabs in good shape. It is a PSA 6. That would be excellent or mint. And then there's the cert if you want to look it up. And then these are going to be pretty wild cards, actually, that I'm throwing on top of it. You've got a Diancie with what looks like the Disney World castle in the background there from 2016. And so I don't know. It's got RC22. So I don't know if that's like a special set or something. It does have these little bows on the side. Radiant collection. Okay. Oh, yeah. I guess that would make sense with it being RC. So... And I think that's a Dragon Energy there. And then Manphy EX, so that is 2016. That would be an art card there. That is in good shape. Kangaskhan EX, 2014. In pretty great shape. And Audino EX, pretty stinking good value there. 2016 holo. And pretty much good to go on the back. That's just on the plastic, that dot that was at the top. So you have a heck of a lot of value between even just those cards, even just the slab, but we're going to run all of them together right now. So that is running. You've got the Jangmo O PSA 6. So that is from 2017 is what that is, and it's Black Star promo. And then the Kangaskhan EX, Manphy EX, Diancie from the Radiant collection, and Audino EX. So $11 is probably, or $12 is probably what's in these cards. And then you get a slab. So, and you can always look up that cert too to see what PSA says it is as far as value. All right, thank you, Just For. Okay. And that Givey has that in the back, so maybe that should be featured at the front. So make sure to hop in there if you're not. All right, let's do another one of the slabs, and I'll check in two things with it here. So whoops, not the bigger one. Duplicate. Oh shit, I did that twice. Move to stage. Okay. Don't cover up your love disc. I had to in this instance. Make sure people didn't know what they're missing out on. So, or make sure that they we're getting in there. So this is a PSA 4 2000 Neogenesis Metal Energy Holo. So there's your Neogenesis stamp. It would be 2000. It's hollow. It's got obviously it's a 4 because of those divots that are inside there in the card. Slab is in good shape. So there's all that. There's your cert if you want to look it up. That's a little bit more of a modern cert, actually. And so BG is very good to excellent is what that card ranges. You got a decent little $10 to $15 value there probably. And AC Fines, you got all the action right there. over here. Okay. All right. And then what I'm going to throw with it is a Raichu break. So this is the hollow. It's from 2015. So this would be, should be like the XY era. There's your card. It's coming out of the sleeve a little bit. Yeah, it's good now. It's in good shape. There's a little spot of whitening on that top. And then a full art Mr. Mime. That is a gold star, secret rare, 179 over 165 from 2023. You're welcome. So you've got a decent bit of value there in each of those at $5. So I'd say that's about a $5 card. That's probably about a $5 card, and then $10 to $15 slab. So getting a decent deal there. And I think that card's pretty sick. It's pretty cool, especially being a gold star there with the secret rare. So, and then you get that vintage slab, that Neogenesis mental energy. And right now, you're getting pretty much the cards for free. All right. Thank you, Tim T. Okay. I'm going to get another Givey rolling here. I'm going to throw in... I don't want to do it out of the book. Let's do this. This is like a Minecraft stories from the overworld thing here. So not Pokemon, but still a pretty sick. It's Dark Horse books. It's new. It's like an $11 book. That's going to be the Givey. Oh, if it can stand. All right, that should be running right now. Okay, and we will get into another one of these card lots here. Let's see which one I want to do. Let's do this one. This one's actually sick. Okay. All right, I get a ton of these manga and books and all that from lots that I get as well. And so I have like a tote and a half of just nothing but that. So, all right. So this is going to be a bunch of different psychic energy. So you've got your drowsy here. Those are all modern, Japanese and a Korean there in the middle. You've got Hypno, Team Rocket's Hypno, Japanese. These are all just kind of your more bulky, just regular, if you like the cards. So that's Korean, Hypno. So those are 2022. This is a little more of, no, it's 2016. It's not mid-era, but pretty cool art back there. Just not hollow. Hypno, and that's in a Charizard sleeve there. This one would be a little more mid-era. It's 2004 Hypno, so it is just a regular, but that is over 20 years now. That should be vintage. So it's a little more on the heavily played side. And then Hypno Reverse Hollow. It's a modern 2017. So not quite as modern, I guess. It's got some whitening there on the tippy top on that right. Sabrina's Hypno. This is a pretty sick card. So Gym Hero, Gym Challenge. It would be 2000. There's the condition. A little whitening down there on that side and on the bottom two corners. The top's pretty good. So, and then Sabrina's Mr. Mime. So also the Gym Hero, Gym Challenge. 2000. And a little bit of whitening on that side and those corners, but pretty good condition. So those cards are probably a couple bucks, both of them at least combined. I'd say $1 or $2 a piece. And then you get into these that are just more modern, if you like Jinx and some of these. And then you've got Jinx here, the Reverse Hollow, 2000 or 2025. That's more modern. And then you got two Jinx EXs. So like a double rare there, the 2023. And those are in pretty good shape all around. So those are definitely the two bigger cards of the set. Here you go, I'm going to go ahead and start. But the vintage ones are nothing to sneeze at. Those are they may actually be comparative, like the exact same value as those back there. So, because you get that Sabrina's Mr. Mime, that Sabrina's Hypno, and then the rest of this lot of all of these. That's kind of more mid-era. All the Hypnos, Drowsies, Mr. Mime, and Jinx. All right, thank you, GD12. And that is your first one this time, so I will get you a pile gallon. All right, let's throw another one of these slabs in here. I'll throw the Scizor one because I didn't quite have enough. I felt like to run these Scizors alone. Okay, I'm gonna move to stage here. Okay, so we've got Giovanni's Exile. So 2019 Pokemon Sun and Moon Hidden Fates. It's near mint to mint because it's PSA 8. There's your cert if you want to look it up. So it's a trainer. Obviously, he's hollow. And then there's the back. That slab's in pretty good condition. You got probably 10, 15, 20 bucks in value right there. It really just kind of varies. Pokemon also is volatile. So, and then this is a more modern 2023 Scizor. Also more modern 2020 Scizor Reverse Hollow. Scizor Hollow, that is a 2023. And then Scizor EX, that is 2016. And so that is a pretty dang good card there in the back, especially to pair with a PSA slab. So, all right, we will go ahead and start that right now. So you get the Giovanni's Exile PSA 8 slab there. So that is a hollow trainer in there from 2019, and then Scizor EX from 2016, and then GD12, you get the giveaway. Thank you for entering that. And then you get the Scizor Reverse Hollow, Scizor Hollow. Those are more modern. So your two hits here are those. You just kind of get some extras thrown in there. All right. Thank you, WSC. All right. And GD12, this is what you got, that Minecraft book there. It's kind of like a manga. It's got all the, I guess I didn't really show that. It's got all the comic pages and stuff in there. Yep, you're welcome. Okay. Next lot here. Oh, this is actually a very good lot as well. Graphic novel. Yep. It's more focused around Minecraft, though, so it is family friendly. All right. So this is going to be coughing and whatever his name is, wheezing in the back. All right. So you got your more modern coughing, two Japanese coughings there, and then you get into your vintage base set coughings here. So 1, 2 of those. At least it's not Roblox. Yeah, I've got a couple of those like they're almost like Minecraft manga type things. I don't think any of them are Roblox based. Roblox based. They're just Minecraft. So a little whitening there. So vintage is going to be lightly played, moderately played. Coughing Team Rocket. That one already feels like it's in great shape. Looks like it. Yeah. But nope, never mind. It's got some whitening down there in the corner. Okay. And then you got your coughing reverse hollow here. That is from 2016, and it's got that psychic energy there in the hollow. That is in fantastic shape. Koga's coughing, first edition. So that is a pretty decent little card there. Would be like 2,000 as far as the year. Little whitening on your corners, but not too bad there. And then you get into the wheezings, a couple just Japanese ones there. If you like coughing, wheezing, if you know somebody that does, perfect to give away or keep if you want them. Just the more modern, all those don't really hold a ton of value. Wheezing 2023 hollow there. Wheezing fossil. So that is a vintage from 1999. And that is in pretty good shape. It's got a little whitening there, a little whitening on the top, a little on the bottom. Koga's Wheezing, another very good card from 2000. It'd be Gym Hero Gym Challenge, and little whitening on that top right. Actually pretty fantastic on that one. So, and then Dark Wheezing, the best of the lot in my opinion. So it's a Team Rocket, and I can pull it out here to show I'll go ahead and run this starting now. Here's the condition on him, a little whitening, not bad. So you get that Dark Wheezing, Koga's Wheezing, Wheezing Fossil. You get the Koga's Coughing First Edition. It's over here. You get the Coughings that are all of the Team Rocket and the base set. You get that one that's 2016, the Reverse Hollow. And then you get into all of these other more moderns. So thank you, Tim T. I gotta get your sticky uncovered because we keep covering it. All right. There we go. Okay. This next one here, we'll combine two because I don't think that one's good enough. Okay. And then the next one, I get coffee. You have something to say about the Gym Hero and Gym Challenge every time I run them. I actually don't really either. I should. I need to. All right. Duplicate. Move to stage. So, and the sad thing is I have a gym membership. It's been a while. So this is going to be Venonat, Venomoth, Paris, all that kind of stuff going through here. Parasect. So more modern, a couple of Venonats there. Your jungle vintage here. So those are all going to kind of be lightly played, moderately played. That one's got a little divot there on the bottom. Not terrible shape, or they would have just gotten trashed when I was setting these lots. So anyways, all pretty decent there, lightly, moderately played. And the shape is round. Venonat, Reverse Hollow, Venomoth, Venomoth, and Venomoth. Those are all 2022 to 2023, so they're a little more modern. And then you get into Paris. So you've got Japanese there, modern, Paris modern, Paris jungle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those. So each of them, like I said, is going to be some whitening and stuff, but all decent, like lightly played, moderately played condition. And that one's got that back sleeve, so we didn't look at it. Erica's Paris, first edition. So this is, again, the Gym Hero Gym Challenge. Any of those first editions, vintage, are always a good card. So, and then Paris, Reverse Hollow there. And then Parasect, that's a modern. So pretty much any of those first editions, you're not getting under, even if it's like one of the basic, that's running right now. Even if it's one of the basic, you're not getting under like $1 in value on those when they're a first edition. And then each of those, you know, if you're doing TCG or something, might be a good deal for the Paris and for the Venonat here for all those vintage. And get a bunch of moderns in there if you do like any of those Pokemon. All right. Thank you, Tim T. You're getting quite the stack over here. So this next one, I like this a lot. This is a very good one. Okay. This one is Poochyena and Mightyena back here. It's going to have one pretty dope card there in the very back. So Poochyena, that's Japanese. That's more of a bulky one. Poochyena, just more if you like them. That's a Reverse Hollow. A little hard to see because of that sleeve there. But that's from 2020. And then this is a Korean Mightyena from 2020. Mightyena from 2020. There's no hollow or anything. So those. And then Reverse Hollow there, Mightyena. It's 2024. So nothing too crazy in like these first cards. But then the last card, even though this is Japanese, that is a $10 art rare. 208 over 172. So that is a secret rare as well. That is a cool card. The rest of these, you got some reverse hollows in there, but more on the bulk side. So go ahead and run in those right now. That is really the card of the set. So if you like Poochyena, there you go. If you're into it for reselling, you're getting a pretty dang good card at $3 to resell. All right. Thank you again, Tim T. Okay. Is AC Fine still in here? I've got that ornament I can run. Got that. Let's run this one over here inside. Okay. So this one. Move to stage. This one's going to be like Tyranitar, so it's well, see, I don't even know what he is now because it's all Japanese. Larvitar, and then it gets into I think it's Pupitar, Larvitar, Tyranitar. So this will be a pretty sick lot right here when we get to the Tyranitar ones. So some Japanese, I think Pupitar, so more modern, kind of bulky. Larvitar, Japanese. Larvitar, looking at 2022, 2023 ranges, all just regular non-hollows there. Tyranitar, Japanese, it is a hollow. And then Tyranitar, that one does have a hollow in the background there. It's kind of doesn't look like it's showing through on the camera. You can kind of see some of the little Cosmo things over there. That is from 2016. There's the date. And there's the back. Pretty good shape. A little bit of whitening on that top right. A little dot of whitening on the bottom right. Tyranitar here, 2019 hollow. Tyranitar Pokemon Go hollow from 2022. Tyranitar V single strike. That is a Black Star promo from 2021. In good shape. So, and then we've got Tyranitar EX 2015. That is the banger of the lot. That is a pretty decent little card there. So, a little tiny bit. Actually, all the whitening I think is on that sleeve. Let me just double check here. Nope, there's a little bit of whitening on the top. Okay, so but you've got all these Tyranitars back here that are well worth $3. So especially that one, because I think that's like a $4 or $5 card by itself. So you've got all those Tyranitar hollows, the Larvitars, and then the Pupitars all the way in the front. Hey, there he is. AC finds us here. Do you want me to run that Pikachu ornament? If you have any interest. Thank you. To AC Finds. I'll still run it anyways, whether you're necessarily interested or not. Just yeah, I was just making sure because I was like, you're the Pikachu person, so I didn't want to run it without you having a chance at least. So I will do I'll do this one next. So it's the I'll pull it up here to stage. Duplicate. And it's gonna have some cards with it. So whether you value this at $5 or not, the cards will make up for it. So I think it retails for like $15 or so. I did not get it for that. Got it on sale, but it's a 2025 Hallmark ornament. And I will take very careful care in packaging that. So anyways, just a little bit, like there's the thumper scale again. So probably like a little 3-inch ornament with Pikachu on it. And then the cards to go with it, Pikachu V, that would be the Black Star promo from 2021. So there's that. It's in pretty good shape. Pikachu Vintage from base set, so $19.99. That is like a $3 card by itself. So pretty good shape. A little bit of whitening on those bottom corners, but not bad. So maybe not grading, but even if you're reselling it, that's a good deal. And then Flying Pikachu from that XY era 2016. Well, it's sleeved on the back. That's like a $5 card as well. So you'll get those 3 Pikachus and the Pikachu ornament. And I will start that right now. So all those together. And that ornament's pretty cute. I just happened to see it and I was like, that'll be cool to run. Just so, and then the cards with it. All right, thank you, AC Fines. Okay. All right, I'm gonna run another Givey here, and I'll run a couple more lots, and then we'll probably call it a wrap. So, because it's been about 2 hours here. So, what I want to do on this last one. Okay, so that giveaway is running right now. So we will do this as Incineroar GX. That is a good card, 2017. I'm just going to run that as a giveaway. So as a thank you for everybody hanging out here and being good to me. So base set potion and a fossil trainer. So, and we will run just a couple more here of these, like kind of these sets of the different Pokemon, and then we'll call it a wrap. All right. Yes, I can run that right now if you would like me to. Yep, I've got each of those as auction. I guess the auction did go away after the other ran, so I can duplicate it. I lost it here. Should just be the picture. Duplicate. Okay. Yeah, if you're interested in it, I'll run that very next after this. So, and the 3 that I've got like a white Vulpix one. So that listing's back up on there if you want to look at the pictures. And then it's got the Mudkip one. And then I think like the Squabble or whatever the name is. So, okay. This one is going to be, well, I got them a little out of order there in the front, but it's going to be like Ampharos, Mareep, that whole evolution line here. Duplicate. Here to stage. Okay. So you've got your, Ampharos. So that's Japanese, more modern. Mareep, more modern, all Japanese here. So all going to be in good shape. Just not a ton of value, just if you really like the Pokemon. And then Mareep, these are all more modern. Flaffy there, those are Japanese. Flaffy. Team Rocket's Flaffy. So pretty much all that there is just kind of more modern stuff, just meant to kind of add a lot here on the Pokemon. So so reverse hollow Flaffy there, that's modern. Another of the Ampharos, Team Rocket. Ampharos hollow, that is, shoot, got the date covered up by a little sticker. That is 2016. So that's a pretty decent little card there. A little bit of whitening on some of those corners, but not bad. Ampharos V, and that is from 2020. In pretty good shape. And then the art card here, it's not a secret rare because it's 171 over 185, but Ampharos V, it is an art version where it's all the way around. And that is a pretty sick card. And that back is phenomenal. So, all right, we're going to go ahead and start that right now. Oh, shoot. I just chucked half of those other cards across. Okay. It was all the basic ones. There's your hits right there in the back. That's like a $4 or $5 card. I don't really know on the other two. Probably at least $1. So, and then you've got that reverse Flaffy there, and then all the other moderns that are with it. But there's your hit of the lot. All right. Thank you, AC Fines. All right. Okay. So, and make sure to hop in there on that give you. There's a minute left. I'll run 2 more of these lots. I think we got time for that. I'll run one of these. Let's do this one. It's a little crazier. In the show with a pretty decent little lot here. So this is going to be one of those $5 banger lots. Duplicate. Oh, shoot. I meant to... I'll run this, and then the Mudkip will be the last thing that we run here. Move to stage. I get caught up as I'm going through the cards, and then I forget when there's requests, so sorry. All right. Okay, so this is going to be Ralts, Curlia, and then Glade. So, and you'll kind of see as we go through why I'm considering it to be a banger lot. These are more modern, just regular Ralts and Curlia, and we're running the giveaway right now. AC Fines, thank you. And so you got those 2 vintage trainers, and that was the pretty sick card in there, the Incineroar GX. So these Curlias, that one is a reverse holo. You've got another Curlia here that's Japanese with the Pokeballs. Curlia reverse holo. Glade, that is, so all that in the front was all modern stuff. This is 2015, so I guess still modern-ish. Holo. Glade EX, that's a good card. 2015. So I'll kind of show you here. All of the edges and everything pretty good. And then in the back is a Dragon Frontiers Curlia. I know I had something written on there. Pretty certain. Maybe not. I smudged it off. This is about like a $8, $9, $10 card. So I was calling it about 10. I think that was based on lightly played condition, 2006. So that is a set stamped. It's got one little dot of whitening on the top and nothing else really. So that set stamp is like a pre-release on it. So between those 3 cards there, you're beating $5 all day. So I'm going ahead and starting that right now. And then the rest of them, you get some holos still in there, the Curlias, like reverse holos and stuff. And then a couple more just kind of modern if you like those. But pretty much banger back here, especially that. So with the set stamp. Through the camera, it looks a little more like Dragon Footlongs, but it's Dragon Frontiers. All right. Thank you, AC Fines, and I will take the give you with it too. Put it back here. Okay. So, and this is the one that you were talking about, Tim T. Just to make sure, because that should be the Mudkip. To stage. Okay. All right. Awesome. Yeah. So I'll kind of pan over and show you him. So pretty. Yeah. It is sweet. So pretty good shape. The downside on these is whoever had them clip the tags. So since you've already been in there, it's like a little fuzzy there. Since you've already been in there, if you wanted me to refund that, that's fine. So because I hadn't quite explained all of it yet. Otherwise, in great shape. There's the Build-A-Bear on the bottom. And this one, so one of them earlier, well, I was showing the one that's the, I can show you real fast, but it's, some of them have these little voice boxes, like there's a hard part in his foot here, but this one, the battery is dead, so it's not running there. I don't know if you could take them back and get them to replace the battery. I would not attempt, unless you're very good at sewing, pulling it out yourself. So, but like this one here, it had it on its butt, but this one, and these are giant. See, if you pressed it, they make sound. I had a Squirtle that AC Fines got, so, but they're pretty cool. So there's the Mudkip, and I'll go ahead and start him now. So he's like, I don't know, bigger than the camera here. There's my hand for reference. So he's like probably 16 inches across here, maybe about 16. Then has the flappy tail, and then giant old head like a basketball. All right, thank you, Tim T. Okay. All right. Well, unless somebody wants like one of those other two plushies, we'll probably go ahead and wrap it up there. So, and then if anybody's interested, I've got some buy it nows that are over there that are the PSA slabs. You can look up the certs and just kind of see what the values are and compare to what I've got on there. And I accept offers on them. But anyways, I'm going to try to run again. I guess we'll kind of see if I can get in before Christmas. If not, then I'll just ship from this. But I was going to try to maybe do, because I'm off this whole week, I was going to maybe try to do like Monday or Tuesday or something and then ship after that. The last show I did, I shipped immediately because I was trying to get to people for Christmas. These, there's not really going to be a chance to get there by Christmas. So anyways, but if somebody needed me to like rush their shipping immediately, just message me and I can figure that out. But otherwise was going to do beginning of this week, depending on if I do another show or not. So, all right. Well, thank you everybody for hopping in here. I appreciate it. Thank you, WSC and Random Relics. So thank you for the raid and for the platform. So appreciate it. Everybody have a good night.